Okay, here I am. Hi. I'm just a little bit late. What time is it? 5:42. Um, yeah, I don't know what happened. Sometimes you set an alarm and it just, you know, doesn't do what it's supposed to do. That's what happened. I got sleepy earlier. I laid down around 3:15. I'm supposed to be on here at 5:30, and set the alarm to wake up to go off at 4, and I figured an hour was good, and the alarm never went off, and I didn't know that. Obviously, I fell fast asleep. And something, I don't know what, woke me up, and I was adjusting and then just ready to go, like, not even just bye-bye, like, not even thinking. And then it's like, wait a second, I wonder what time it is. And it was 5:24. I was like, what? It's what? Right now, 5:24. I'm supposed to be on here at 5:30. So that took a second to register and, have to do all the things in a very short amount of time, as short as I possibly could. So that took about, 15, 20 minutes. So I had to get dressed. I had to put on some makeup, get all my stuff together, and here I am. So I have no idea why the alarm didn't go off. I set it for an hour. Not that hard. Not that complicated a technical task that was. But somehow I messed it up. Oh, goodness. I love it when that happens. That's a shot of adrenaline for you. There's some plant medicine. So anyway, here we are to talk about plant medicine. It was my birthday party, Oracle, Tarot and Oracle. I ended up just doing Oracle the other day on the 13th. And it came up a few times. And then 2 days later, I believe it was, I woke up, or at some point after getting up, I got the download to do a live about plant medicine, specifically about plant medicine. And so I have prepared my little stash here of plant medicine that I have and use to go over just a few things here. So where to begin? First off, what I wanted to talk about were the big ones right off the bat. The cannabis and mushrooms. Those are the ones that most people definitely have heard of, that are Well, cannabis is legal in a lot of places now, at least medicinally legal, in the United States. Not everywhere, it's not federally legal, but you can get it, and it's definitely not the big deal that it once was, as far as, having a little bit on you. Or now, in places that that it is legal, like in California here, you can have I think it's up to 6 plants that you can grow yourself. So you don't have to, so you can just have your own. And I definitely suggest that if you can grow it, if you can learn to grow, if you have the space and the time and all of that to grow your own. I had a couple plants at some point, but I really don't have the space for it, or probably maybe even the time for it. So I do buy it. For me, cannabis helps me with my appetite. Helps me kind of the way I like to put it is soften the edges of life. Make things a little bit like more tolerable. Make the water run down the mountain smoothly instead of with a bunch of bumps in the way. It's just it helps. It's an antidepressant. It helps improve mood. It helps with creativity, a sense of connectedness. It definitely thins the veil a bit. For sure. It does have a little bit of the psychotropic, psychedelic effect. It is considered that, but there's not a whole lot of that, although a little bit does do what it needs to do in that form. You can smoke it, you can eat it, and there's different ways that you can smoke it. There's the vapor, there's wax, there's the oil cartridges, and then of course there's flower. I'm a traditionalist. I like flower, and that is the actual green buds. I didn't bring any of that with. I didn't bring mushrooms or cannabis because I just didn't. I brought the other stuff, but that is just the green buds, and there are many different varieties of the of both sativa and indica. Sativa is more of a head high and doesn't tend to make you as what they call head heavy or couch locked, or you don't want to move or get up. And then there's the hybrid of the two, indica and sativa. And at this point, kind of most, depending on who you ask, it's like, well, yeah, most strains are hybrids at this point. That is kind of true to a point, but there are definitely ones that are more indica dominant or more sativa dominant, like 20-80, that kind of ratio. Sometimes, is 50-50. So definitely things to look into. There are websites, Leafly, I think it's leafly.net, but Leafly or leafly.com. Haven't been there in a while. And Weed Maps, but Leafly, is it leafly.com? I haven't been there in so long. Yeah, it's leafly.com. Where you can look up not only stores and deliveries near you, depending on where you're at, but they have a library of different strains with the breakdown in so many different ways. So that is a good reference if you're new to cannabis to look up, and it really tells you, amazingly enough, this one is known to cause dry mouth, or improve appetite, or it's good for pain. Like, they tell you all these different attributes of each strain, which is really awesome. And sometimes not all in everything, because sometimes people just call things and can get kind of ambiguous. But if you know the most dominant strain of what you have, what flower you have, then you'll get a good idea. But the bottom line is that good weed should make you high. It should affect you physically in some way. Any kind of cannabinoid product is going to help you improve. It is going to improve your mood. It is going to help kind of even out how your body feels. But again, it's a great tool. It's a great plant ally. I absolutely love it. And for me, it's like, I don't need it for pain. It does help me with my appetite, because I can go a really long time without eating. And cannabis just really forces the issue. Like, you really need to eat. Like, you're really, 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 like, it's hard to ignore it when you're like at a different level. You lock in at a different level where you cannot ignore it. So it does help me a lot with that. And I have come to realize that if I'm tired or sleepy, and even if I was to smoke a sativa, a dominant strain, it's still going to help me get drowsy and go to sleep. And cannabis isn't even my favorite thing to help me go to sleep. I have other things I prefer. And actually, I should have brought that, I have a couple of sleep teas or dream teas that have no type of any type of, heavy drug to them at all. They're just, herbs and flowers and stuff. But I swear by them, and I've given them to my clients before, and they're absolutely amazing. Or actually, this one specific, I shouldn't say this one specific. I just got this other one. But they have similar ingredients to them. And I swear by, so the main one that I've known and have used and clients have used is called Dream of Flowers. And it's a loose leaf tea, and it has quite a few different ingredients. I believe there's chamomile, there's tulsi, there's rose, and lavender, and I know I'm missing something. There's one other thing or two other things that I'm missing from that. But not only does it look beautiful, it smells amazing, it tastes amazing. It's an organic loose leaf tea, and if I ever do have some, I don't usually tend to need stuff to help me go to sleep. It's been several years since I really needed that, but I mean, I'll just have it because I like it. But yeah, a lot of times I can barely make it to half a cup before I'm like, okay, I'm really sleepy, and it helps you stay asleep all night. I've had people with chronic pain, really severe pain, needing muscle relaxers and a lot of really heavy medications to help them sleep when they first meet me. And they love this tea to help them sleep more than the medications that don't really help them. So it is that potent. But again, for most people, cannabis does help you sleep. There are reports, though, that it can affect, or people say that they don't dream or they don't remember their dreams when they smoke cannabis. I wasn't great at remembering dreams before I started smoking cannabis, so that really has no effect on me. And we'll get into some dream medicine here in a little bit. But I would say last thoughts on cannabis would be that if you're not used to it and you start, first off, if you can, use flower and smoke it because you can control it so much better than with edibles. Edibles are typically really strong. They take about 45 minutes to an hour to kick in. And it's hard to make adjustments on those. And most of the time people overshoot it and then they get way too high and end up not liking it because of that. And so again, if you can smoke it, that would be best because you could just take a little tiny hit, just a little tiny at first, just one little teeny tiny hit or two little teeny tiny hits. Let it sit, wait 15, 20 minutes, see how that feels, see how that hits you after 30 and 40 minutes. Go slow with it. Don't use a bong, don't use vapes, don't use oil, don't use wax, just use a pipe and like old school, a pipe and some flour. You know, when in doubt, follow Cheech and Chong, what they did way back when, which was pipes and, well, I'm sure they use bongs too, but flour and pipes, or a joint. Joints are great too, and they make these oh, of course I don't have that either. They make these you can pre-fill cones with your flour, so you don't have to roll them. Actually, I'm gonna go grab those so you can see what they look like. Jack, get in there. So these are pre-filled cones. They're by Raw. I get these on Amazon. I think how many are in here? 50 king size cones, and each one comes with this little wooden stick. It's called a packing stick. So literally all you have to do is fill that up and then just tap it and then pack it. And then there you go. You don't have to roll your joints. You can easily pack them. So anyway, and then the last thing is about that feeling of paranoia that you can get if you're not a usual regular cannabis smoker. Will definitely go away with continued use. You never hear somebody who is a regular pot smoker talk about being paranoid. It just doesn't happen. It's because you get used to it. So the more often you smoke it, you will find that decreases more and more, that kind of paranoia feeling. And to talk yourself through it too, just to remember this is sometimes what happens when you're new to cannabis, so that it does go away and then you can just enjoy yourself with it. Okay, so enough about cannabis. Now we're going to move on to mushrooms. Now, when it comes to mushrooms, people usually think just, magic mushrooms, but there's so many other mushrooms as we know now, so many different types of ways to consume mushrooms as well. But I do want to kind of focus on the magic form of mushrooms or truffles. You can get truffles. One of my clients, she's in Austria and she gets truffles. And I think they're similar, but she definitely takes bigger quantities than with the mushrooms that we have here. So, but anyhow, aside from that, just talking about mushrooms, the magic variety of mushrooms and the psilocybin and what that does. And now, mushrooms are really being looked at, excuse me, to help with anxiety and stress and depression, and people are moving away from pharmaceuticals and into microdosing mushrooms. And I was guided to start microdosing mushrooms almost a year ago, so it hasn't been that long. Before that, I was guided to use mushrooms, and it would be kind of like a once a month meeting with me and my spirit tribe, when it was a bigger dose. So then I was guided to start using mushrooms on the microdose level. And I don't follow a specific protocol. Like, some people do this like 5 days on, 3 days off kind of thing, I've heard of. And there's other regimens I guess you can use. But personally, today I didn't have any. I wasn't guided to, just wasn't guided to today. I'm usually reminded to do a dose in the morning at some point, and then again and again and again some days. And they'll be small, they'll be between, so if you have a scale, if it's on the grams, it would be 0.1, anywhere between 0.1 to 0.3 is as much as I will do in a microdose, but I could do like a 0.1 or a 0.2 a couple times a day if I'm so guided. I don't suffer from anxiety or stress or depression or any of those things, but it definitely does. And the mix between cannabis and the mushrooms, and depending on how I take them, I'm not regimented about that at all. Either I feel it like I should have some, or I don't. And some days it's more and some days it's less. It's really very go with the flow with that with me. But I will talk about when both are on board to some degree. There is definitely and without even being like what I would consider, high, it's just elevated. Like, mushrooms really elevates you, cannabis really elevates you, it opens you up. Again, thinning of the veil, being able to receive, softening up the edges of the world. Again, it does help with all of that. And using them together is definitely something that has worked for me. I spend my days being someone who is working in the realm of spirituality, obviously, and channeling, writing, working with my clients, doing divination, meditating, doing healings, all these things. And I could do all of those things without any plant medicine, of course, but those are allies to help it's kind of like when you shut the doors and to, the outside, shut the windows and the doors, and then it just there's a whole other atmosphere going on. That's what it is. And it's an elevated atmosphere. It's one that's more connected, less static, more of the high vibe business coming in, can let the other things that aren't meant to be in your frequency get toned down. And again, both of them do work just fine in conjunction. So personally, the way I work with the mushrooms is to mash them up, grind them up, and then I'll weigh them so I know what I'm doing there. I can kind of eyeball it now, but not really. It's good to use the scale. And then what I do is I mix it just with the, like, it's like basically like a shot with my tea, or I put it in honey. And I just take my medicine just like that. And again, I will just do that when I'm guided to. I don't have a very specific, strict regimen when it comes to microdosing the mushrooms. I just get guided to do them, and I'll do them. And I'm also guided when to do them, how much to do of them. And I go with the flow when it comes to that. And I've noticed there's been stretches where it's been 4, 5, 6, 7 days where I haven't, none. And then stretches of weeks where I have every single day. So, and maybe multiple times a day. But I have not, there's been times where I've been guided, since I've been microdosing, there's been times where I've been guided to either do a little bit more of a microdose, but it still would be considered a microdose. Or to do, so either to do a little bit more, but I have not been guided to do like a full dose. What I would consider like a full dose. It's been just a little bit more, like in that 0.3 or a little above 0.3, and maybe a couple times kind of having some every maybe 3 hours if it's one of those days. And a lot of the time I will spend that in the bath. I feel like if it's one of those days where that is part what I'm doing, I will do that from the bathtub or in the bathtub, because it's just the perfect atmosphere to receive, to not be so overwhelmed by everything that you can be not overwhelmed, but distracted, I guess is a better word, distracted. So these are things to consider. And especially, it is not as far along as in the in terms of being legal as cannabis is, in certain places that it is. But again, it's one of those things like, look, the police, even in America, are not looking to bust people with a little bit of mushrooms on them. Like, they got better things to do. This whole drug war thing is pretty much, dead. And what's really great about mushrooms is that you can grow them just like cannabis. You can grow them yourself, and they do sell grow kits, and there's websites that walk you through it, and videos and all sorts of things. I have not grown my own yet, because again, it's a space thing. I really don't have the space for it, which is a bummer. But as soon as I have the opportunity to grow both cannabis and mushrooms, I definitely will be, for sure. Because anything I grow just grows and is hardy, I guess you could say. And there's something definitely extra magical about it if it's your what you grow. I definitely believe that. So, okay, so let's move on from mushrooms. I'm gonna have some of my juice. 1 second. Okay. Just thinking here, moving on from our cannabis and mushrooms to the other plant medicines. Excuse me. And so now I want to turn your attention to a website called Four Visions Market, and you would spell out FOUR, fourvisionsmarket.com. Excuse me, my goodness. Sorry about that. So 4visionsmarket.com is a website. 4visionsmarket.com is a website that is basically a marketplace for several tribes in the Amazon. They work directly with the tribe, or with the tribes, I should say. Their profits are 50%. They have different programs that they do and work with them, and they have a ton of plant medicine. I don't even think I've seen everything they have on their website, to be honest with you. I've been guided in very specific directions for myself and for my clients and vice versa. And so let's start with, I want to get into this really quick because this will be a quick one. This is dragon's blood. Dragon's blood, and this is the sap from a dragon tree, and it's very, very dark red. You can also put this like on your sage sticks, and I love sage sticks with dragon's blood on it, and they just like let it dry. Basically like paint your sage sticks with dragon's blood. It has a really cool, well, actually it doesn't really smell like much there. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. But I like it when it's burning on sage. As a side note. Another thing is that you can take it, you can mix it with water and have it daily. It will help with your digestive system. So if you have an irregular bowel or anything like that, it will help you with that. But it also helps with cuts and scrapes, anything that like a rash, things like that. I use it on, it's safe to use on your cats and your dogs. They do make very expensive, you can find very expensive kind of like specific for cats or dogs that have dragon's blood in it, or you can just use this. This is a lot of dragon's blood. I think this is a full ounce, pretty sure. No, 2 ounces. Yeah, I was going to say this is pretty big. 2 ounce bottle of dragon's blood. You can mix it with a carrier oil, like I like to use avocado oil, or you could use it with coconut oil as well. And you can also mix it with saline solution. So it's a real watery. So it could be oily or watery. And it really helps to heal skin wounds. And again, you can take it as a tincture, like kind of a tincture, and it helps with your digestive system as well. So that's dragon's blood. That was easy peasy. And it is the sap directly from a dragon tree. So they're really cool. Okay, so next here we have, let's get into the ambil paste. So that's what this looks like. And then it is just a very, very dark, it is tobacco based, a very, very dark paste. And the way that you take it is with you can buy a specific applicator for it. I use toothpicks. And I just take a little bit. I guess the recommended dosage is the size of a lentil, which I think is pretty big sized. I don't usually even take that much. I've had this for several months, and I just started using it more. But anyhow, you put it on right below your teeth on your gum line, and you just let it melt. It takes a few minutes, and it has a really intense flavor. like earthy, sour, bitter flavor. Doesn't taste very good, but it's not like horrible either. Um, but but it definitely, there's a bite to it. Let's just put it that way. Anyhow, this is, like I said, tobacco based, so it helps you connect with your divine masculine. It really gives you a great sense of kind of locking in and Keels. Hey there. Hi, how are you?
Hiya.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining. I was just talking about the Ambil paste. Have you tried it before?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay. Did you have a question about it or another plant ally?
No, I actually just came on and joined. I've watched you before.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you mean to come and get on stage?
I wasn't sure what was going on, to be honest, because I saw you do readings before.
Yeah, yes, I have. Uh-huh. Is that what you
Yeah.
thought I was doing here?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, no. Here in this show I'm talking about plant medicine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's okay. I do those shows on the 13th. So the next one of those I'll be doing on the 13th.
Oh, okay, nice. I'll come back then.
Okay. Well, have a good day. Or
Thank
night.
you, you too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, so the Amble paste. So it just helps you feel, it does make you feel a bit tingly. It does this really cool, like there we go. It does this really cool effect to the upper part of your head, tingly, kind of light, but in no way would I say high. It's not a drug like that. It's meant to really ground you, open you up. It's great to do like before you do any type of, I like to, well, I'll tell you what I use it for. So I use it before I get into doing channeling or writing, when I'm working with my clients, when I meditate, that sort of thing, when I'm about, go out and go gardening or watering my plants and just want to be, just that more like that open and grounded feeling. And I have clients who say that it helps them stay present in their meditation, helps them from slipping in too deep when they're doing my spirit walks. But it does, as a stimulation, it does have this stimulating effect. Excuse me. It does have a stimulating effect where I think that it can tend to maybe keep you up at night. So I haven't really correlated that myself, but just as an FYI, that could happen. So I wanted to, there's my glasses. I did want to, is what I can say about it and what I can read about it are two different things. So I wanted to read directly from the website. Oh, and by the way, again, fourvisionsmarket.com is where you, that was weird. I don't know what just happened. Tech has been so strange these last couple days, and we are getting into Mercury retrograde. So, already again. I was just thinking about that today. I've definitely experienced some weirdness these last few days. unexplained, and not just tech, but other unexplained things that I guess is usual for me. Okay, so I'm going to read directly from the website here so you can get the full, get the full description. Okay, amble is an indigenous paste made up of Amazonian plants grown and harvested in prayer. It is prepared by taking fresh leaves and cooking them in fresh water over a wood fire for 12 to 20 hours until a paste is formed. This paste can be applied externally to cuts and wounds or placed in the mouth during prayer and meditation. Amble realigns our chakras, grounds us emotionally, and encourages positive, insightful conversation. That is true. Whenever there is a request for guidance, advice, ceremonies, or taking from the plant, animal, or spirit world, amble can be used as it acts as a vehicle to carry our prayers to the Creator. Amble is a plant ally that carries the divine masculine and father spirit and helps to heal the father wound and align the divine masculine within. Amble is traditionally eaten with the mambe. However, it can also be used on its own and is great for helping to realign our chakras, grounding us emotionally, and encouraging positive, insightful conversation. To use it on its own, you would take about a lentil size, apply it to the mouth along the gum line, and allow it to slowly dissolve. Says amble is often used amongst the tribes to clarify and sweeten communication, as it helps us to be more sincere in our dealings with one another and helps us to use our intention and awareness in our words. And then there's a bunch of really great, I have to write my own review here, really great from people who have used amble before and people who were new to us, talking about how much they like it to connect and align and all that good stuff. I do love the effect that it has on that. I really, it's hard to explain what it's like when it talks about aligning with the divine masculine or anything like for the divine feminine. You have to like tune into that and intend for that to help you align in that way. And I definitely do. I think about that divine masculine, the great father, like what that comes with all of those plants, but that tobacco energy, in the aid of allowing for greater connectivity to source and to balance out. But I do absolutely love, like I've not for every one of my meetings that I have, but I'll definitely be guided, to some, especially like with my clients who have it as well. It's like, oh, let's have some amble. And it seems to just, again, very similar to what I talked about with cannabis and mushrooms, this elevated, just a little bit opened and elevated, heart opened a bit more and grounded a little bit more, little tingly, wonderful feels and sensations. So again, that is amble paste. It is $70 for this jar. And of course, depending on how much you use and how much you use it, it can last you, I think, a really long time, at least a couple months, kind of thing. But it is wonderful. But remember, I never said it tasted good. I never said it tasted good. Okay, moving on to Hape. Hape is a plant ally, and I'm going to actually bring that up on the website as well. I need glasses again. Oh, just there where it says Hape. Okay. So Four Visions Market has a huge collection of Hape. And I thought, okay. No. Oh. This is okay. Just trying to figure out where we're at here. Okay, here we go. So the Divine Mother Rose Hape is one of the ones that they that I believe that they have in stock. They have limited edition ones as well. Because of what it is and how they make it, they can't have it all the time. But this is one that they do. So I didn't want to get into one of the limited editions. So Divine Mother Rose Hape. I don't know if you can see that. That's what this is. And this is an ounce container of it. And it is a powder. It's a very, very, very thin, fine powder, and it does smell quite strong. You don't want to open one of these and like take a sniff. Please don't do that. Because what you do eventually do with it is blow it up your nose, and you use an applicator to do that with. And this is the applicator. This is my applicator. There's a lot of different kinds. This is made out of bamboo. They're made out of different woods or bamboo. They do come with a double and then one that you can do to blow into somebody else's nose, so you don't have to do it or somebody does it for you. But this is a basic one nostril one. I actually have two, so I can do one and then do the other right after, because I honestly didn't see that they had a double one, or I didn't understand what it was. So anyway, whatever works for you. And I'm going to read what this is here. I'm going to explain to you what it is. So, Hape is a very sacred herbal snuff made by the indigenous tribes of the Amazon. Hape or rape is pronounced hape, so it's spelled H-A-P-N-Y. So it's hape in English. It is used for deep connection to the spirits, animals, and Mother Nature. It is very cleansing and powerfully healing for the body, mind, and soul. The indigenous tribes have been working with this medicine for thousands of years to heal their communities and to connect with the Creator. This sacred medicine takes days to make and is very labor-intensive process in a ceremonial way out of various Amazonian healing medicine plants, leaves, trees, seeds, and from the native lands. So this medicine can be self-administered using a V-shaped applicator pipe known as a curipe. That's what this is, a curipe. Pipe, which connects to the mouth and the nostrils. So this is the mouth part, and this is the nose part. So you put it in your nose. You'd stick it up in your nose and get it in your mouth, and then you blow, and it blows the hape up into your nostril. So it connects the mouth to the nostrils. It can also be administered by another person using a large blowpipe called the tepi, which connects the blower's mouth to the other person's nostrils. And you start with a dime-sized amount to begin your practice. You pour, and so I would suggest, it says, okay, so it's half. So a dime size, and here's the thing, it's well, how thick is that dime size? That was a little ambiguous to me. Does that make sense? Like a dime size, okay, but if this thin powder, I can make a dime size kind of fat, or I could make it very thin. And so I decided I'm going to go with less is more and make it a very thin dime size. And then what you do is you then cut that in half, and half is for one side and half is for the other side of your nostrils. So if self-applying, man, my throat is really bugging me. If self-applying, inhale, insert the long nostril of the pipe in your nose and the smaller side in your mouth, and you exhale and blow strongly. This is the hardest part because it requires centering yourself and giving yourself a strong, powerful application. Yeah. In time, your ability to do this will grow, and you'll be able to use this as a tool to organize and center yourself whenever necessary. After you are applied, sit for 5 to 10 minutes in meditation. And they also have videos on the website. And so it says if this is your first time working with Hop 8, it is required that you watch our video. So I would definitely do that. It says it right there on the website. And the benefits of Hop 8 opens up the third eye and decalcifies the pineal gland, which naturally hardens and calcifies with age. And depending on, like, if you're if there's been fluoride infused in your water, which in the US it has. So it helps with the third eye decalcification, purifies and cleanses the sinuses and respiratory tract, can help heal sinus issues and reduce mucus, supports the digestive system, moves the bowels, offers energetic protection that comes from connecting with the plant, an ally for strength, clarity, and focus, connects you to the earth, is grounding, centering, clears negativity, and stills the mind. Each type of Hape has different qualities due to the different prayers they are infused with. Our apothecary includes a wide variety of Hapes for different usage. So this one, the Divine Mother Rose Hape. This high quality medicine comes from the Nukini tribe and is made by women. This is a beautiful, strong Hape made with a powerful and the ashes of white roses. It is used for heart centering, for tuning into the sacred feminine and aligning with the power of the mother. Its strength is subtle and profound for use in prayer and meditation. So that was the first one. This Divine Mother Rose Hape was the first one I was guided to, and I absolutely love it. I actually had white roses that I had grown, and it was this past summer, sitting right here, and I had not even planned that at all. I just am very guided to use rose plant medicine. So because rose is the highest vibration and frequency flower. So it really helps elevate your frequency, clear negative energy, open up your heart, again, connect you with the divine feminine. Excuse me. So it was no surprise that I was guided to this Hape, but then growing my own roses, and they were sitting right here. And after I had done it, and it was, I'm not going to lie, a little intimidating, a little scary, because, you can imagine what that feels like. You're shooting this powder up into your nostrils, into your sinuses. It is very intense. I really highly suggest less is more until you've done it a few times and you get the hang of it. Too much will most certainly make you sick, as far as definitely make you vomit. Most likely. I did that once. I got pretty sick when I did too much of the Hape. And it definitely something to move slowly with, as far as, upping how much you do. But I absolutely love the effects of it. It does Again, this very intense and different clearing and healing effect on the body. You feel it kind of hit and explode up into the upper sinuses and upper part of your head as you blow it into your sinuses, and then it makes its way down the back of your throat, and then it'll sit in your throat, and you'll just feel it go all the way down until it lands in the chest, and then does this whole opening thing again. So it's like boom, 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 and then that is the best way I can describe it. This boom, 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 kind of sensation. And after that, it's a elevated float type of feeling. This very open-minded, this expanded sense all the way through the upper part of the upper chakras, and definitely that openness of the third eye, for sure. You can feel that, and the sinuses, how it talks about how clears your sinuses and all that, for sure. It can, even if you do take a small amount, it can cause either you to your stomach to react and have an upset stomach, or to vomit. That's the medicine actually working to help you detoxify and rid your body of elements of energy that doesn't need to be there. So it can be a little intense in that department, but I don't think that it's that common necessarily, even especially if you take small doses. This is a more, I guess you could say, advanced level of plant medicine because of the nature of it. It does tend to evoke a bit of fear and trepidation with people because of the nature of what it is, which I understand. I keep it really, I suggest, I when it comes to how I work with my clients in any of this, I just go as guided to guide them, and have them go as guided for themselves. What, are you guided to go in this direction? Some of my clients, yes. Some of my clients, no, or not yet. Hasn't been the time yet. So just know it's there. Check it out. Again, it's the Hape, and there's a lot of different ones. They even have a Hape lovers club where they'll send you new Hapes as they have it. And you can have a whole collection of Hapes, whole different ones. I just have the 2 so far. I have the Divine Mother Rose Hape, and then this was the limited edition Golden Heart. This was for divine, sacred, divine union, connection, in this one, and it did very much feel different. So I can definitely see why you would have different ones. They have a different feel and a different smell and a different taste and a different sensation. They're not all the same. And it makes sense, right? And you can understand how it would be labor intensive, and depending on what is used, to what those plants or flowers that are used for the different Hapes have a different effect. Oh, and I was talking about the rose. And so I had the white roses here, and I just done the Hape, and I just grabbed the roses, and they're so fragrant, and I just started smelling them. And that dose of the white rose Hape with the fresh white roses was absolutely incredible. It was the best thing ever. It was just amazing. Like these 2, such different ways to experience this amazing flower. So anyway, again, that is the Hape. And if I didn't mention it yet, my special coupon code for the website to get 10% off anytime is 11magical11. That will give you 10% off. You can also go to my website, archangelslove.com, where you can click on partnerships, and there are links there that will also just work in your browser that'll give you 10% off, but it's a little confusing. So you can use that code 11, excuse me, magical 11. Okay. So any questions thus far? If not, we shall move on, because I think that's about all I have guided to say about the Hape. If you're somebody who really does a lot of meditation, you're really working on your spirituality, I would highly recommend considering Hape, opening up to the guidance of working and using Hape. And I would either get 2 applicators, one to, have ready to go right as you finish, because I found that just having the one, and I do have 2, and just having the one and then having to get it all ready while this side is exploding, and just a lot going on there. So I decided to get 2, so one is ready after the other one. But I would suggest considering the doubles. So you have 2 of the long pieces up your nose and 1 thing to blow into, and then you get the double dose at the same time. Okay, so moving on from Hape or Rape would be the Ambisasha. So let's look up Ambisasha. We're going to talk about this. This is a day and night tincture. I'll show you that. This is day. It's really hard to, just a lot going on there, and without the proper lighting, yeah, it's like really hard to read. I don't know. Not a fan of that, but it looks like that. It's a liquidy, droppy type of business here. Tincture. What do you mean no products? Okay. Tinctures. Let me go this way. It's not liking what I put in. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, I did spell it wrong. Okay, I'm going to try to spell it right, because they have a lot. I didn't want to try to look for them. It's Sacha. Yeah, that's it. I think. Thanks. Let's see here. Yes. Okay, here we go. This is it. 2 ounce Ambisasha Yage, I think, tincture. So this is really cool because it is a microdose of ayahuasca. Our best-selling microdose of the ayahuasca vine will help you open your heart on new levels and connect your mind to the infinite libraries of the cosmos. Microdosing has been used by traditional peoples for centuries in the event that, for whatever reason, the patient wasn't able to take the full ceremonial dosage of the plant. Made in the Yage tradition with fire, water, prayer, and chants, our Yage vine microdose offers both spiritual and physical benefits to regular treatment. For spiritual study and dream journeying, take 6 to 10 drops before bed. For immunity, strength, integration, grounding, take 6 to 10 drops each morning to begin your day. So like I said, this is a day and night deal, and I absolutely love it. I do take it day and night when I remember. Sometimes I forget on both counts. So it's just about taking these small doses. And it says, is this tincture like drinking a cup of ayahuasca. It says this tincture is made by a certified botanist with a vast knowledge of the plant kingdom, a traditional medicine doctor, and recognized spiritual healer with over 16 years of experience who comes from the Amazon and is connected with a long lineage in the Yage culture. In addition to working with the plants, you are also being connected to the wisdom of the lineage as it is made with the traditional prayers of the culture and community. This tincture is just the vine of the ayahuasca and carries the vibration frequency of the master plant, but it is not the same as drinking a cup of ayahuasca. In the case of our microdose, the elders have called forth the wisdom to activate the essence for the spirit of the plant to heal and offer support to the patient through the tincture rather than the traditional brew. This is a long-standing practice since not everyone can take the actual brew. The grandfathers and grandmothers of the Yage culture say the spirit of the plant and the prayers, chants sung when making the tincture are what matter most, and that if a person has faith and an open heart, it works. This tincture is meant as a spiritual tool to help empower you and allow you to connect more deeply with your own essence and purity of nature. All disease has a spiritual quality at its root, so this is offered for those who want to do inner work in tandem with working with the frequency of the plants. It can be used for spiritual study and dream journeying, as well as for immunity support, integration, and grounding. Suggested use and working with our Ambisasha Yage tincture. Open your heart and connect with the plants. Pray with them and set an intention for what you would like assistance with in your life before you're about to use it. What are you calling in? What spiritual healing would you like assistance with? Ask the spirit of the plants to guide you and help you in this process. For spiritual study and dream journeying, start with 6 drops before bed. You can increase to 10 drops per night as you feel the call. For immunity support, integration, grounding, take 6 drops each morning to increase to 10 drops over time as you feel called. A minimum of 15 days of continued use is suggested. If at any time you experience discomfort, pain, or unpleasant or unusual effects, immediately discontinue use. And it says you can track your use and set this up to start with the moon cycle and keep a journal to keep track of all of that. And there's a little bit more there for you to read if you so like. And doesn't all that sound absolutely wonderful? The fact that it's microdosing ayahuasca, that you could take it day and night, that it has all this wonderful ancestral lineage to it. And just to, and I didn't mention it before, but I am and was actually born in Colombia. My lineage does not both sides of my family, but one side of my family is. And when I came across, when I was guided to this store and all of this plant medicine and everything, this is where I got this, 4 Visions is where I got this necklace, that I absolutely, the first time I put it on, it was the most amazing feeling. And I don't wear it all the time, every single time I do a live or every single time I see a client. I thought that I would when I first got it, and I did for a while. Sometimes I'm not guided to wear it, but a lot of times I am, just because of the energy, and it just feels so amazing when I wear it. But anyhow, this entire market and what it's connected to, and the people that of the creations that they make, that they've been making for so long, is so beautiful and so powerful. And the Ambisasha Yage tincture is definitely one of my favorites. There's a reviewer that says, I love a lot of plant allies, but I really hope to never be without this one. And I wholeheartedly agree. I love this tincture so much. I love using it at night. I feel that since I have used it, that my dreams are more vivid, that I can remember and recall more. I feel like there's just this different type of of integration between my astral state and my wake state, that's hard to quantify or really put to words. But I have begun taking, I think I'd say, a double dose. I tend to be kind of like a horse, and I need big doses of things for it to affect me in a lot of ways. And I was guided to do that. And for me, that works. But like it said, start with the 6, work your way up, and just see what that effect is. And again, you can take it during the day. I love taking it in the morning. And you just do your drops under your tongue, and it does have a really intense kind of like brandy. I think there's like this kind of I think as its stabilizer, to keep it fresh, there is a little bit of alcohol in it, but not a lot. But because especially if you're not a drinker like me, I don't drink alcohol. This is like, it definitely has that flavor to it, but it's from the process of them making it. It's not because like there's a lot of alcohol added to it. I don't believe anyway. So, highly recommend the Ambisasha, and I also like this combination together very much, very, very much. The Ambil paste and the Ambisasha Yaga together is an awesome combination, and as are all, pretty much all the plant allies, the plant medicines, you can mix and match. There is no like, oh, don't do this with this. What I do suggest is to do, until you get to know each one of them on their own, don't mix them, because then you're not going to really know what's going on there. So if you get any of these, do them separately and then mix them. Then try doing them together, because you're going to feel then that combination. I'm always guided to mix things. The things that you wouldn't guess, even in cooking and all sorts of things. It's like, mix that with that. It's like, really? It's like, yeah. And things that you wouldn't think might mix well together really do. And yeah, I know they say mixologist is for alcohol, but I feel like a mixologist just in life. I like to mix things together. Okay, so any questions about the Ambisasha being this awesome microdose of the ayahuasca? Vine, it is definitely different from, doing the regular dose of the ayahuasca, but again, the main ingredient here is your open heart, your belief that this is, really spiritually connected to the earth, to Mother Gaia, and what it can, do for you. And then it will activate, because your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit is opening up to activate on that level. So you'll feel that. If you're not in that state of being, then you probably won't. That's kind of just how that works. Okay, moving on to these last two here. I got recently, they had an amazing sale for Black Friday. I think it was 30% off everything on the site. Oh no, there was one more. There's one more thing. Let me go get it before I forget. I will be right back. I forgot something in my mad dash to be on my live. Okay. Oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. Okie dokie. We'll get to what that is in a second. But okay, so next up is called Living Sunlight Flower Essence. Living Sunlight Flower Essence. It's another tincture. It's a very clear one. And let me read you what this is. You're gonna love this. It is so awesome. Living Sunlight. Ah. Yeah, there it is. Living Sunlight Flower Essence. One thing is their website is a little slow. There's a lot on it. So Living Sunlight Flower Essence, it's only $25, which is awesome. This essence was made on the summer solstice 2022. We almost had the winter solstice. That's coming up next week. I'll have a live for that day as well on the 21st. But this was the summer solstice when this was made. Harnessing the potential of peak light, the grandiosity and brilliant radiance of the Father, Son, and the eternal Father power of renewal, we created our Living Sunlight Flower Essence, an invigorating combination of sunflower, daisy, and dandelion flowers activated by citrine crystal and the summer solstice light. This essence is designed to support you in the awakening of your own inner radiance, calling upon the radiance of the great central sun. It will also bring light to the shadow, hidden parts, and illuminate the truth in all aspects of your life with the resounding strength of the divine masculine. For those who have parts of them that may need healing with the divine masculine, we highly recommend working with this essence to support you in receiving the healing love of the eternal Father Son. Says, read more about the specific properties below and why we chose these 3 plant allies for this particular essence. Together, these 3 allies come together and are activated by the powerful catalyzer of the citrine crystal to supercharge you with the divine light and vigor of the sun. Doesn't that sound amazing? Amazing. Properties of sunflower. Balances the masculine, adding strength and stability while still supporting flexibility, generosity, and kindness. Sunflower is a catalyst for developing one's personal identity in relation to a larger spiritual self. It is helpful for those whose sense of self is weakly developed and cannot shine. Properties of daisy. Helps you to stay centered, grounded, and in command. This essence helps you to center in yourself, remain calm and composed, collect your thoughts, and take action with peace of mind. Properties of dandelion increases stamina, clarity, and focus, and encourages a healthy embrace of one's needs and wants as an individual. Properties of citrine, positivity and optimism. It's often used to assist in manifesting financial abundance and opportunities. It can also be used to awaken the solar plexus chakra, helping to cultivate confidence and personal power. All flowers have an innate wisdom that they lovingly share with us. Every flower has its own message and its own therapeutic properties. Chances are, if you're particularly attracted to a certain flower, it's because on a deep emotional level, it is providing something that you need in your life. Flower essences are the blossoms of plants prepared from a sun infusion in a bowl of water, then further diluted and then preserved with alcohol. These preparations embody the distinct imprint or energetic pattern of each flower species. In holistic healing, flower essence therapy is categorized under vibrational medicine. Vibrational medicine incorporates the use of chi energies within living organisms such as plants, gemstones, and crystals, water, sunlight, and even the foods we eat. Flower essences offer a wonderful way to heal and grow because they act as a catalyst for change on a deep emotional level. The positive changes that can occur from using flower essences include feeling more confident and creative, experiencing more joy, being more forgiving, forging better relationships, having more clarity and focus, and even cultivating a deeper connection to your higher self. It comes in a 1 ounce bottle, and it has the essence of sunflower, daisy, dandelion, and citrine crystal in fresh spring water, preserved in brandy, and made on the summer solstice 2022. They don't say that this is a limited edition, but it's probably not going to last forever. I take it every morning after I take my Ambisasha usually by about 30 minutes. I try to kind of space these out, the ones that I take in the morning, which is the Ambisasha. I try to take that first thing in the morning. I keep that in my bedrooms because that's also at night. So it's the first one I'm going to get to. And then I have this one and the next one I'm going to get into, and that I have like up in my kitchen area. So I'll remember to take this. And I absolutely love it. It's hard to say exactly, what that, what all of that, does when it's 7 drops that I take, but it definitely has this feeling of, I guess, the best way to put it is that it assists me. I've noticed since I've been taking it, even more being where I'm at, doing what I'm doing, and just have greater focus and intent, just because I tend to be so open, and a lot of us empaths, psychic, physical empaths, the woo-woos of the world, we tend to be open to a lot, and we can get distracted very easily with things and kind of pop in and out. And especially if there's other people or animals and stuff to get our attention, and there's so much going on in the world. I have noticed that this just I may kind of feel things on the periphery as I'm concentrating on things, but it doesn't pull me out as much. I have noticed that. And whenever I take it, I just really concentrate on the sun and that energy, that empowering strength, divine masculine energy. I think about my solar plexus chakra and that grounding effect and that opening up effect for the solar plexus chakra. And I definitely know that for me personally, I've been getting activated in the solar plexus chakra a lot through this Stargate and through the 1331 gate that we're in right now. I can get really overloaded with incoming energies to the point of getting like welts and like blisters on my skin, just from all the light energy. And when I felt that could be going on and I can get them all over my body, usually, maybe typically in the chakra areas, and it'll mirror both sides of my body, or front and back, or both sides. It's very interesting when it happens. But I've felt that this, because I thought about it, I'm like, I keep feeling like these rushes of energy that usually like they pinch and burn and they itch, but a lot of times they would just keep going until there was an eruption on the skin. But I haven't had that, and I was wondering why, and then I was reminded of this tincture. So I think it's really helping with the integration of energies coming through, probably specifically with the solar plexus chakra, and we're getting a lot of that, and we'll continue to get a lot of that as we move forward. So I highly suggest this tincture. All of these things that I'm showing you, I'm not a salesperson. I'm somebody who wants to help people. So if I'm showing it to you, it's because I recommend it to you. But anyway, here is the Divine Sunlight Flower Essence. And also, if you're somebody that really is affected by the sun and not having it, if there's a stretch of gloomy days or anything like that, this will help you with that as well. So then we have this other one is awesome as well. Renewal Rebirth Flower Essence. Same size, very similar thing going on. Let me tell you about renewal and rebirth. And I take this every morning as well. No, not going to give it to me. Oh, that was weird. Huh. Oops. Shoot. Well, no, it doesn't like this. There we go. Okay. Whatever. I found it. So silly. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to get any of these for Christmas, this is why I'm doing this show today, was because tomorrow it says now the 18th. Oh, yesterday I got an email saying that it was tomorrow, the 17th. That is your last day to order to get things by Christmas. But anyway, it's this weekend. If you wanted to order any of these for yourself or anybody else for Christmas, you have the weekend. Don't forget my coupon code. Okay, Renewal and Rebirth Flower Essence. This essence was made on the spring equinox. So, summer solstice for the divine sunlight one, and this one, Renewal and Rebirth, was made on the spring equinox 2022, harnessing the power of renewal, the coming of spring, blossoming, and unfoldment. This sacred point in the earth cycle, we created our Renewal and Rebirth flower essence, an uplifting combination of daffodil, iris, and honeysuckle flowers, activated by selenite crystal and the spring equinox full moon light. How magical is that? This essence is designed to support in your own inner blossoming and awakening. Just as the spring flowers are beginning to blossom once again, you too can find the ease and grace in your own unfoldment with the aid of this special essence. Together, these three allies, the daffodil, iris, and honeysuckle, come together and are activated by the powerful sword of the selenite crystal to remove all obstacles in your way and support you in your flourishing. Properties of daffodil: opens the channels for deeper listening and inspiration, undimmed optimism. Daffodil nurtures the spark of our lightheartedness, shows you the sunny center that lives within you, returning you to your natural state of joy in life. Properties of iris: unblocks old patterns of self-limitations and stagnation, inspiring us to the heights of beauty and grace and restoring a path to art and creativity. And honeysuckle restores childlike joy, playfulness, innocence, and openness, supports in living in the now and releasing the past. Properties of selenite: provides clarity, removes stagnant energy, elevates the spirit, connects you to your intuition. All flower. Okay, so this goes into the stuff I read earlier about the flower essence that I've already done. So, Renewal, Rebirth, Flower Essence. This one has the sweetest taste to it, and it's got to be that honeysuckle. I love honeysuckle. I want to eat it when I smell it. And this is probably as close as I'm ever going to get. It has a really sweet smell to it. Again, it's a very light colored tincture. I take this one about a half hour after I take the first one, the Divine Sunlight one. So second in my regimen is this one, and then this one about a half hour later. And I was guided to those, and they're just, hearing about what they do and what they're connected to is just a really, really beautiful way to connect to those wonderful points in time, to those using the flowers and those essences. It's a really beautiful effect. Really, really nice. And I love the combination of both of them. I live in the state of renewal and rebirth for myself and for my clients. And as time goes on, hopefully they'll continue to make these with, the new years that come up or however they do this, because I really love this for myself. And I have, recommended to my clients as well, because of the essence of renewal and rebirth. If you're in my world, if you work with me, that is going to be the state of play, is this constant renewal, transformation, rebirth, integration, activation kind of energy that definitely, I love how they connect it here to the springtime, the spring equinox. It's absolutely beautiful. And by the way, spring, summer, winter, solstices, and equinoxes are things that I'm always guided to connect to and do lives for. So heads up on that. I've been doing lives for those points in time, as well as eclipses, of course, full moons and new moons. And then now I'm also doing the start of each month as well. And this month, I believe it's going to be on the 27th. No, January is going to be on the 27th. This month is going to be, I'm integrating that with New Year's Eve. Okay, so if there's any questions about this, please let me know for either of these tinctures. And lastly, there was even a couple of more things. Oh, Dawn. Hello, my dear.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I've enjoyed listening to this. And as
Thank
somebody
you.
who actually uses the Amble and the renewal and rebirth and the Ambry Sasha, anybody that out there that is guided to plant medicine, it's a wonderful, wonderful ally. Like you've said, so, it's just really great.
Awesome. So are those the two that you mostly use? Is the Ambisasha and the Amble? Do you have other? Oh, well, those are the other two things that I didn't grab. Were the CBD
The pain salve.
Yeah, the pain salve. Thank you. The pain salve. I don't know if you've gotten the body butter yet, but those I was going to talk about those as well. But aside from those, are these two the ones that you have? No, you have. Don't you also have the renewal and rebirth?
I do.
Okay.
Yep, I do.
And how have you been taking that every day? I've been meaning to ask you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's part of my regime in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you for that. Yeah, she loves you love the Ambil. You got through a whole jar pretty quickly, actually.
Now it really just I settle in with it. I drop in to whatever it is that I'm doing. I don't know how else to really describe it, but it allows me to drop in, and definitely the open communication, much more clear in what I want to say and how I say it.
Yeah, I find that, I mean, even if I think that, like, I feel like I can communicate pretty well, but I know that if I have some of that, especially like when you and I are working and we're doing like writing and stuff, that I just can sort things through and express easier. And I love how you talk about like the dropping in. It does feel like there's this settling in type of energy to it, for sure. And of course the whole tingle thing is kind of fun too. Right?
Yeah.
And it's definitely great, I love it to use before doing any type of astral work and meditation work. I think it's like that's great. Jeanette uses it in that way. She and I know she wouldn't mind me sharing, but she has a thing with when we do our work, when I do my work with her in private, and when she does her work, just listening to recording, she'll get so deep where it feels like sleeping. She knows she's not sleeping, but we call it sleeping because it's just so deep you don't remember. You'll pop up right after it's over, but consciously you're not there. And she has found when she does the Ambil that she gets in there and opens up and she, drops in, but she doesn't get so deep where she falls off. Do you have that? Do you have that going too deep thing? Have you noticed does that help with you or no?
I've only used the amble during one of the meditations, and
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's yeah.
Okay.
I
So I have to
actually,
remind you to do it some more for meditations then.
I actually prefer your meditate. I preferred without for the for the astral walk. Believe it or not,
You what?
I preferred without the amble for the astral, the spirit walk.
Oh, really? So you have tried it
Mm,
and you didn't like it?
yeah.
Oh, interesting. That's and why is that?
Um, I'm not quite sure. I just thought to myself that I didn't feel it was.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
You know what? I think it would be cool if you
I was
tried.
almost restless. I was almost restless. That's more of what it was.
Huh. I wonder what it would be like if you tried the Ambi Sasha and the Amble at the same time.
I would definitely be open to that. So,
Yeah, try that sometime and see. Because I did that the other day and I really enjoyed that. Like, to me, that was a really awesome combination. Like, they activated together really, really nicely. And I just, on that note, I think that this is something to be, just in general when it comes to all this stuff, just to be open to it, to kind of try it here, try it there. And maybe, like you, John, like if you maybe did it this one time, maybe that was that one time, maybe, try it again, kind of mix it up and see how that feels for you.
yeah.
But I appreciate you coming on and sharing your experience.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, honey.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on. I did mention she talked about the pain solve. She has that too, I believe. Jeanette also has the pain solve. One more time, I'm gonna step away and go grab it so I can show you. This stuff is amazing. And I have to say, full disclosure, I don't have really a history of trying a bunch of CBD pain things, salves or lotions or creams or anything like that. But this I was guided to get because I do get achy in my lower back sometimes, or in my hands, or just whatever. And I don't take like oral things for pain or anything like that. Anyhow, this is called Bella Flor. That is what it. Oh my god. Hey! Sorry, guys. No. You don't get to be like that. No. Sorry, guys. Anyway, Bella Flor Apothecary, Pain Solve, and CBD. And this has, and I am going to look this one up and read it to you as well, because it works amazingly on joint pain, muscle pain. It's wonderful for your respiratory health. It's fan-freaking-tastic. This life-saving, best-selling topical pain relieving cream is a combination of Arinca, St. John Wort's, Comfrey, and blended with 12 potent pain-relieving and anti-inflammatory essential oils. It is highly effective on sore muscles and joints, as well as headaches and respiratory congestion. This is the best tool to have in the first aid kit for mamas with rowdy boys or anyone who has chronic pain. And the reviews are all about it. Like, I won't use anything else. It's the best one, etc., etc. Like I said, I don't have a history of saying, oh, I've tried all these in the past and this is the best. This is the only one I've used. It's the only one I've ever been guided to get. And I do feel that it's magical and potent. It works so well. It only takes a few minutes. You can be, have like really intense joint pain or muscle pain, back pain, if you suffer from back pain, that kind of thing. Oh, I love it. It smells like Vicks Vapor Rub. It has this really intense, potent minty, that like mint spearmint or whatever mint flavored or scent to it that really helps the respiratory. So this is part of my regimen every single night is a little bit of this on my neck, and my chest to just open me up, so it helps me, so I breathe as clearly as I can while I'm sleeping, and just open up all the sinuses and stuff. And then this is the second thing that they have is the Bella Flor. Hopefully you can see that. This is the body butter. Second half of this amazing duo of Bella Flor and what they have here. This is the African Rose. I just also got the cedar. They have both of these different ones, but this is the African Rose that I have here. A little goes a long way. It's a huge container, as you can see. This works so well. Let me read this to you. This is Taita's favorite, the morning after a long ceremony to reduce pain and help the body to relax. That's the lady's name that makes the Ambi Sasha that we heard of. She makes a lot of the stuff on the site. It takes away soreness and aches, helps the entire body to relax, and smells amazing. Also a game changer for women on their moon, a wonderful tool to add to your moon kit toolbox to support in nourishing and self-care. If you like to give massage, there is no comparison to this product. It is absolutely phenomenal. We've had massage therapists love it so much they started carrying the butter in their offices. Shea butter blended with African rose essential oil induces a calm and grounded mental state, rich in vitamin E and A and loaded with anti-inflammatory terpenes. This luxurious body cream will leave your skin feeling nourished and hydrated. No joke. It rules. It is amazing. I absolutely love it. These are, again, 2 more products in my self-care toolkit that I'm just going, it's like toilet paper. It's like, shampoo and conditioner, toothpaste, and that. So it's like on that level, how I feel about all of these things actually. But these guys here, not every night, because some nights I don't, and I pass out and I don't do it. But when I am guided to, when I remember to, I get, like I said, a little goes a long way here. And I start like on the top of my hand and just go all the way up my arms and just rub it in. I do my feet as well. And it sounds like a lot of space to cover. But it really, like, seriously, let me show you how little. I use about that much per arm, maybe max. It's really, and it just glides. It does smell pretty good, but it's more the relaxed, like, oh my God, feel that you get to that. And then along with combination of this, just up in the neck, I'll even go up into my temples sometimes and just really get it in there, because this is potent. This is really strong. The smell of this is really, really strong, but I love it. These 2 together, especially with the Ambi Sasha before bed, and oh my God, peace out, goodbye, I'm gone, I'm done, I'm good. Like it is see you later, alligator time. I'm just going into the to dreamland there. Okay, now this is I pretty sure I got it all here. This is the last thing we're going to talk about here is the ceremonial grade cacao. This is one of the new ones that I just got. This one is the La Victorias. They have 3 or 4 different kinds. This is the Alta Verapaz. That says it down there. And this is a pound of ceremonial cacao. You can either do a large dose of this in ceremony, but what you're going to do for the most part is I I must leave. Oh, Dawn is leaving. She has to go. Thank you, honey, for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, but what you're gonna do? You could have a ceremonial serving, but the usual thing. Oh, my phone hasn't been charging. Oh, why not? Hold on 1 second, people. Tell me if you can. Not. Let me know if that changed my. But okay, tech is being very strange, but whatever. Moving on. So I recommend the meditation serving, and that is 20 to 25 grams and a half a cup of hot water. I'm going to bring this up and talk about the cacao as well. And this will be at the last. Oh, now they have a cacao hape. A cacao hape. I might have to look into that. I love cacao. I absolutely love this stuff. We are proud to collaborate with this cooperative that is cultivating and recovering practices once lost in their heritage and are rising up to give their families a different life. Las Victorias is a region from close to the. Is that the one that I have? Yeah, the Las Victorias. That's the one. Close to the coast in Guatemala. This farm has been in the family for over 50 years. Their cacao is grown within sight of the great Mount Fuego volcano, which erupts daily, and this powerful transformational energy is felt in the cacao. 100% organic and single origin. This is 100% pure ceremonial grade cacao that has been grown, harvested, toasted, and fermented and packaged by Guatemalan natives. It's earthy and bold, more toasty than the rest. Salty coastline, creative inspiration. I have not tried this one yet. The one that I have is a different one. It says here, it's practically impossible to speak about the ancient Mayans without discussing cacao. This plant is spiritual significance, its history, its energy, and its powerful roles in sacred rituals are all key parts to honor and learn from. This cacao is one of the most revered and honored plants for the Mayan people and now by many around the world. It's important to note that our ceremonial cacao is 100% Guatemalan from start to finish. It's crucial to mention as the colonialization of sacred indigenous plants continued on this day. Oftentimes, the profit greatly benefiting foreigners, while the local people work as their employees only and never as actual landowners, and or to be truly fairly compensated as the origin sacred keepers of this plant. It is our social responsibility to do our part in making sure the word ethically sourced stands for a true ethical business model and not simply a nice catchphrase. So they're really big on honoring where they get their products from. Cacao's scientific name is Theobroma, meaning the food of the gods, and it was once worth more than gold and utilized as a currency in ancient Mayan times for its sacred medicinal and spiritual powers. Unfortunately, this too was taken and appropriated by the European invaders whom colonialized this sacred plant into what it is now. Many centuries later, the great demand for modern-day chocolate, which is made of cocoa, an alkaline byproduct of cacao, used in 99% of the chocolate you see now in stores, has brought down the production of the native Criollo cacao to an extremely low percentage. This is because other strains, such as the Estro and Quintario strains tend to grow at much faster speeds and require easier climates. Nanamarina's cacao is 100% Criollo cacao. The spirit of this cacao is what makes this plant a powerful healing medicine and heart opener when it is consumed intentionally. The cacao is particular in this cacao. It has the highest concentration of wow. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so it has the highest concentration of antimanabate and theobromide, which is what science attributes its physical effects to. Each individual block or grounding bag of Four Visions has 454 grams or a pound of cacao. So, let me go down here. So this is working with the cacao is a lot about intention. It's a wisdom keeper. It's not about how much we consume or how much our body physically feels the effects, but rather what are the offering of the plant in our prayer, our intention. As we deepen our relationship with the spirit of the plant, we may need to consume less to connect. And just to be clear, there has been a little confusion with a couple of my beautiful clients. They were like, oh, this didn't taste like the chocolate I was expecting. They were thinking more of a hot chocolate kind of thing. This is definitely not that. It's potent cacao. It is a plant medicine, not to be, confused with, any other type of chocolate. It is made to connect with the deep, heart-opening and expansive nature of the cacao. It's one of the best for connecting with Mother Gaia and things like the volcano. That's wonderful. You mix it with hot water on the stove, 20 to 25 grams of the cacao, which is about kind of a piece about like that big. And you melt it in with the water so it's nice and thick, and it smells amazing when it's cooking. And you drink it when it's really, really as hot as you don't want to boil it, but you want to drink it when it's as hot as you can drink it. And just think of connecting with Mother Earth, nature, your spirit, your soul, your body, all the things. I suggest doing it on days like the full moon or the new moon or any other special type of day. I treat the cacao like I treat basically, unless I'm like on a regimen, like I take this every day or I do this every day, and that's kind of a known thing. I treat the cacao as guided, so I will be guided to use it. I also use it in my tea that I make every day, but I don't use it in every pot every day. But I do put a small, like a half size of that, so it's more like maybe 8 to 10 grams in maybe a 3-cup pot of tea, and I absolutely love that. It's way less potent, but it does give that effect. And I love dark chocolate, so I'll just eat pieces of this sometimes, like as I'm cutting it up, because I absolutely love it. So you can also play with this a little bit. You can put it in your tea or put it in your coffee, just a little bit as well. You don't just, have it on the, big doses. You can have some more often than that if you're so guided. So that's what I was guided. I'd never heard of anybody doing that, putting in their tea or their coffee. I was guided to do it, and I absolutely love it. The second thing I was guided to do, I did recently with the cacao that I've never heard of anybody else doing either, but I'm going to tell you about it because I was guided to do it, and I absolutely loved it as well. And that was, I put it in my bath. if you know me and you've been around a little bit, I talk about baths and how amazing and healing. I'm guided to do most of my upper level connections and sacred work and meditations that I do personally in the bathtub. I mentioned earlier about doing that when I do mushrooms. I make bath brews. If you go to my Vero profile, I think one of my last two posts was me in the bathtub with my bath brew that was actually brewing for 17 straight days on my stove. Leading up to my birthday is when I used it. That's why my hair was wet that day. I stayed in the bath as long as I could. But I was also guided to do have a ceremony, not a ceremonial, because that's even more. It's like twice as much. Even the meditation, I think it's a half a cup. Yeah, it's a half a cup of water that you mix in with the cocoa, the cacao, and that is a lot because it's just pure just cacao, just pure just liquid form, but really thick and rich, and it's it's just really strong. And so anyway, I was guided to have some for my birthday and actually took it into the bath with me. And it does cool pretty quickly. So I would suggest, drinking it, don't take forever to drink it, but it does get cool and it's harder to drink it the colder it is. It goes down a lot easier the hotter it is. By the way, it's thinner and it's not so thick and you can swallow it easier. Anyhow, as it started to thicken, I was guided to not try to get like all of it out because it had gotten kind of cold, and what was around the whole mug that was kind of stuck to the mug that didn't come out, or I couldn't get out easily without really reheating it or whatever, was when I was sitting in the tub with the hot water and everything, was basically putting my mug in the tub and rinsing it out, kind of thing, and getting all of that. And it was amazing. So I'm definitely going to do that. I would say it was maybe a quarter cup worth of it, and to do the whole thing, like to melt it on the stove, and to maybe make yourself a little extra if you're going to do this in the tub, maybe do that, or however you're guided. But it was absolutely just magical, the effects of drinking it, having it on the inside, and then feeling it and smelling it in the bath, and having that energy in the bathtub with me. Oh my God. I highly suggest that. If you get any of the ceremonial cacaos, they're all from Guatemala. They all come from a different tribe, so there's going to be a little different story with each of the ones that you see. They do tend to sell out at times. I've gone to buy it and been like, oh, there's none of the options. And then, like, right now, they have all of them. They even have a cacao hape, which looks pretty cool. I'm going to look into this cacao hape because I love cacao medicine. It is grounding. It is heart opening. I love, if not in the bathtub to do some cacao, then outside in the daytime or nighttime under the moon, but outside, just really connecting with nature and Mother Gaia, and it's so grounding and heart opening. That's just the best way to describe cacao. And it's wonderful to, again, use that for full moon ceremonies, your new moon rituals to help connect and ground you to what it is you're working on and intending to do with yourself at those beautiful times of the month. And I do believe that is it, my friends. I have gone through all of the plant ally medicine products that I use, I think. Maybe I missed a couple, but these are the ones that I really wanted to talk about. Again, Four Visions Market is a wonderful store for, actually I do have more. There is this other store that I use, and I do have more. So if I am guided to do another one of these, I will share that. But those are more like supplements to put in your smoothies and coffees and stuff like that. That's a different type of plant medicine for like supplements, where this is more plant medicine with like actual like tinctures and that kind of business. So okay, so I guess that's it. Thank you so much for being here. And again, the website is For Visions Market, FOUR, and then visionsmarket.com. You can read all about how they work with the tribes in the Amazon and what they do. They have amazing all sorts of stuff, jewelry, musical instruments. They have art that they sell. They have a lot of stuff. So check all that out. Get on their subscription list so you're aware of what they have coming out that's new. I believe you get 15% off of that. My code will give you 11%. So feel free to do the 15% the first time. The next time around, do the 11% with 11 magical 11 as your code for Visions Market. With that said, I hope you explore on your own. You know, these are the ones that I've been guided to get into so far on their website, but they offer so many different Plant Ally products that I have not used yet, so I'm not speaking to any of those. As I go on, I will have more, and I will have more to talk about. But I suggest that you explore for yourself. Look at their tinctures, look at the Hape, look at everything that they have, and go as guided as far as what to start incorporating into your practice of your evolution and your spiritual journey and your practice. And that's it for now. Again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I am Infinity. My website is archangelslove.com. And I hope to see you soon. Everybody have a beautiful night. Bye for now. Have a wonderful night, guys.